5 more ʻAlalā were released into the Puʻumakāʻala Natural Area Reserve on September 24th. They are joining 11 other Hawaiian crows already thriving in the native forest. The Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources recorded this video showing the release of the birds.
Like they're kind of scared. We're hoping that they come down, but there's still 2 of them that haven't come down and fed right now. Hope the duck make a bit more noise now, but they've been silent for a while. So we'll keep you updated once they've all fed. Okay, copy that.
For the next several years, we're hoping to release between 10 and 12 birds. The exact numbers will depend on how many birds pass all of their pre-release training and pass their vet checks. But that's the goal, because that's how many birds we're going to need over time to help them form a self-sustaining population. This reintroduction effort involves an awful lot of components. There's a lot that goes into survival in the wild, and there's a lot of novelty that birds encounter when they first step out of those doors. And so we need to make sure that they are as prepared as they possibly can be.
Good boy.
The ʻAlalā underwent predator training before their release, so the crows know what to do in case they encounter a Hawaiian hawk in the forest.
We do anti-predator training for the ʻAlalā that we release because a lot of animals, including ʻAlalā, don't actually recognize their own predators if they don't have anyone to learn from. And so for these birds that are raised in captivity and they never encounter predators, they never have a chance to learn from parents or their peers about the dangerous predators in their backyard. And so we provide that learning opportunity by mimicking the biologically relevant scenario that they would normally get when they would be in the wild if they had been born there. So we make sure that we have an accurate depiction of a predator, and then we have basically the calls of the birds themselves that alert them to say, alarm, alarm, danger, danger, this is a threat. So we use their language to teach them how to be scared of predators. The primary predator for ʻAlalā is ʻIo, the Hawaiian hawk, which is also endangered. So we're very fortunate that the Panaewa Zoo allows us to loan out their ʻIo, Kapono, for the training because we can work with him, and he is a gloved trained bird, so he is, we can put him in a situation which allows us to best mimic a natural predatory scenario without any actual hurt to any bird. When we put together the training itself, we try and think about all parts of the situation that a bird would naturally hear. And predatory events have sights, sounds, things coming from different directions, and so we try and mimic all of those components together. So we play the sound of ʻIo calls, we then fly a taxidermy ʻIo over the aviary, we then play ʻAlalā alarm calls, which is the ʻAlalā's way of saying, danger, danger, danger. And while those calls are playing, we present Kapono, the live ʻIo, on the side of the chamber, flapping at the birds. And during that time, we then start playing distress calls, which go from saying danger, danger, danger to help me, help me, help me. And when we do that, we actually have a crow skin that we put under Kapono's feet so that we complete the full picture from an approach of a predator to a full-on perceived attack. We will have to look through the video, but it does sound like the cohort as a whole responded quite strongly. What we do with the videos is actually to track each individual bird, to make sure that each individual is responding as we want them to, that no bird is left behind in the cohort.
The ʻAlalā project is a partnership between the state of Hawaii, the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, and San Diego Zoo Global.
So reintroductions are always measured in very long-term success timelines. So, but we must appreciate some of the milestones and successes along the way. So the fact that we're seeing birds that have paired up, that they're manipulating sticks and it looks like they're interested in nesting, and that they're foraging in the wilds every day, that they're not just reliant on the supplemental food. All of these are the interim successes that we have seen and milestones that we've seen. Looking forward, when we have breeding attempts, nesting attempts, and we have young in the wild, and then we have birds from the wild or the reintroduced population, then reproducing and creating another generation. These are the long-term milestones and successes that we're looking forward to.